Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets.
And so I uttered these words, O God, if this is not happening, then what will be the sign of it happening and of its time? That was my words standing there. As I spoke those words, these words were spoken very clearly back to me. December the 14th, 1986. When Russia opens her gates and lets the masses go, the free world will occupy themselves with transporting, housing, and caring for the masses, will begin to let their weapons down, and will cry, peace and safety, and that's when it will happen. When Russia opens her gates and lets the masses go, that's when it will happen. When Russia opens her gates and lets the masses go, that's when it will happen.
Many Russians are scrambling, meantime, to get out of Russia. Tickets on flights to visa-free countries are skyrocketing and selling out fast. You'll see this one. This is the one that arrived in Belgrade, and on the ground, it's no different. Cars piling up. Look at those checkpoints along several of Russia's land borders, many of them mired in standstill traffic. Now, refusing the draft in Russia is now punishable up to 15 years in jail.
This is the border with Georgia. Reports of an 8-kilometre queue and a 12-hour crossing. And this is the line into Finland.
The Defense Ministry said Russia would initially deploy some 300,000 reservists. Flights out of Russia were immediately sold out in an apparent exodus.
The European Commission says more than 500,000 Russians have left the country since the invasion began in February. This was the border with Georgia on Wednesday. Finland has also seen a spike in arrivals. But the only remaining direct flights to European cities are to Istanbul and Belgrade. They're sold out.
Since Vladimir Putin announced the partial mobilization of 300,000 troops on Wednesday, the price of flights out of Moscow has tripled. Turkish Airlines flights to Istanbul are all booked out.
This morning, inside Vladimir Putin's Russia, traffic is jammed at border crossings and crowds are packed at airports. One-way tickets selling out fast.
With extraordinary scenes of Russians fleeing lined up at the border for hours after Vladimir Putin's order to call up more troops.
Facing heavy losses in Ukraine, President Putin announced a partial military mobilization. The Russian president is looking for 300,000 reserve troops to fight his war.
When Russia opens her gates and lets the masses go, that's when it will happen.